Hello, this is Fredo, and you're watching the 15th episode of Santa Filomena. So, I started this episode right by finally getting to buy a new tile, which I'm not really gonna work much on in this episode because it's literally on the other big island across the sea, and I have other and bigger plans for this. But right now, I'm much more focusing on redoing the entire section you just saw me destroying there. It's the section leading from the city center to the Violin district, and it took me a little while to actually decide which of the intersections I would choose to connect these different parts of the city. I really wanted to get rid of what we had until now because I really started to think it was ugly and not very functional, I would say, in this part of the city. I thought I would rather have this part with much less population and much more nature. So apart from the interstate, you call that interstate intersection junction, I pretty much only build trees around it and mainly wanted to have some sort of faster connection between the big new industrial area, which I still haven't come up for with a name for, oddly enough. And it's been a while now. I really need to think about it. And I wanted the connection to be faster between the modern center, this area, and also maybe, well, also actually between the Violin and the modern center too. Not that the Violin is that much far apart and that much cut away, I would say, from the rest of the city center, because you actually have a bridge. If you remember in the previous episode that we didn't build it in the previous episode, it was there for a while, but it had been there for a while, but we added the monorail line onto it, and now this small highway to get from the modern center to the Violin. It's not been that easy to connect all the roads together, and as you may notice, uh, as you see me building it, it's really not my strength in this game, I would say. Road building and road designs, I guess. Well, I can be patient sometimes for a few tasks, but building roads probably isn't one of those tasks I would gladly spend so much time on. Like this part right now where it's kind of wobbly, like it's bumpy. Yeah, the word is bumpy. It's very ugly, and I wanted somehow to have some kind of bridge, but then I decided, nah, I'm just gonna let it like it is. But it doesn't look nice at all. And even this new intersection, I'm not sure if I'm really fully satisfied about it, but at least I know that I didn't change this whole area of the city for nothing, because it does look better. It's much more functional than it used to be, and I'm pretty glad about this. So at least that's this positive point about it. But then um, I guess in time I might want to change it again. We'll see how I feel in the future. But right now, that's how I feel about it, and so the changes happening are those reflecting what I'm feeling like having right now. Um, I'm making specific, not a rule, but like a guideline to myself not to destroy the violin or to change the violin too much, because I'm very kind of fond of this district. I'm really happy with what I did when I started building it, and so I pretty much would like it to remain as it is forever, I would say. It's just the connection that really needed to be reworked. And as you can see now with the bottleneck on the motorway, I really needed to work a bit more on detailing and detailing it and making it more functional than it appeared to be at first. I realized because I destroyed the underground highway connection, I needed to rebuild it somehow, because obviously all the trucks and the cars coming from the new industrial district would obviously go over that overground highway if the underground one is blocked or is broken. So I really needed to rebuild the underground connections as well. Spent quite some time of this episode working on this, which is understandable because it's quite a substantial part of the city. I also got rid of the Amy Lane, not Amy Lane, Amy Line, sorry, which I was talking about in the previous episode, wasn't successful at all. Nobody, literally nobody, used this ferry line. So I guess I might need to think about creating some others to connect actual places with a greater distance between them, just like the ones you see me working on a highway to connect. These would greatly use some new ferry lines as well, but because we don't have any new inhabitants on the other side and I still haven't started working on the other side, it's not gonna be for now. The thing I find out as well by destroying quite a big part of the city connecting the violin and the center is that I obviously destroyed messed up with quite a few bus lines that I needed to rework and recreate, and this also took me quite some time to repair. And it's annoying because maybe I'm not I'm not sure. I was thinking the bus lines may appear easy to create and to make the connections between the stops and everything, but sometimes I wonder if I actually master this, because it doesn't make sense. Like, you have these very annoying little notifications, little square, with this like road which is crossed, and I never really know exactly what. Well, most of the time, I guess. So I can't say I never really know. Most of the time, I guess I know what it means and how to fix it. But with the bus lines, it's sometimes annoying because it's not always so clear what you need to do to get rid of these little pieces of annoying icons. And so that's why I spent quite some time rebuilding and recreating some bus lines. We had quite a few issues with garbage again in this episode, but that would be understandable because the population is growing and growing. At this stage, we have almost 70,000 people, and it's quite needed to be putting more landfills in different parts of the city, not just the new industrial district. We had some reoccurring problems that we did have in previous episodes, as you can see right now with the rivers, and it's like a sinkhole that's been created in this area when I create pathway, which is very annoying, and I needed to retake this as well and create pathways in other directions, because I know that this part of the city and part of this river, it's the source pretty much, is quite glitchy. I would think it totally looks like a glitch, because when you work on it's fine, but then when you get back to it a few episodes later, you always find a bigger hole and the pathways are sunken, so it's very annoying. And I thought I need to get rid of this once and for all and create a pathway that would go in a different direction. So now you see me starting to work on some new bus lines, at first trying to correct and kind of mend the lines that were already existing, but because they were not leading anywhere much anymore, I literally got rid of them and created some different ones, keeping the same colors, because I have by now kind of established some sort of color coding that I have kept in mind, so that when I get rid of one line, one color, I know which one it's gonna be when I create it again. And I spent quite a while on this as well. This is gonna be leading you pretty much, I think, until almost the end of the episode. After this, if I remember well, I went back to the new industrial quarter and district, if you prefer, to try and expand it, because then the industrial need was getting higher, and I tried to focus on that, but was soon running out of time to do this. So if you enjoy bus lines on City Skylines, this whole section is for you. So I'll leave you to it, and that would be it for this 15th episode. as usual, thank you very much for watching and following. Don't forget to like and subscribe, obviously, if you did like this episode, and to subscribe to get some new notifications about the forthcoming episodes. I'm gonna be honest, I'm thinking about taking a break now from this series, and we're gonna have a little hiatus for a few weeks that will lead us into 2022. I'll probably release one more episode after this one before going on a break, because I have many other projects to work on and I'm kind of running out of time to have so much on my plate right now. So I thought maybe after 15 or 16 episodes that spread across over 2 months now, because I think it was mid-September when I started, it wouldn't hurt to have a little break from Santa Filomena and then come back fresh, better and stronger in 2022. So I'll see you for another episode. That will be then the last episode of the year. Thank you very much for following. Bye bye.